tremendous amount of research that went into it, and I'm the screenwriter.
This is Ernie Altbacker.
Yeah.
He's the screenwriter.
We share story credit, and actually we worked hand in hand on this. But someone had to do the typing, so I stole the credit, right? But every scene, he was like, culturally, you want to emphasize this point. This is why he would react this way or that way, and but the history of the Cortez's landing, that is why the story begins. Okay, that is when everything's going to change, and so we had these great historical guideposts. And also atrocities.
Yeah.
So not great when they occurred, obviously, but they gave us this kind of like signposts, flags, to have this rough skeleton in which the adventure of a young boy becoming the defender of the Aztecs takes place. So it was really neat to merge the history with our fantastical story to create an entirely new corner of the Batman mythos.
The superhero storytelling, right? He's written several animated movies for the DC universe and Warner Brothers, so he understands that world. So combining that with historical moments, historical elements that took place in the conquest of America, and it was these specific points in history that I wanted it to be in the movie because they were significant turning points in the future of the culture and the significance that they had. And so very much so we wanted to showcase those moments in history that we learn about.
Basically, a kid who is a child of privilege. He is a chief's son. That means he's in the noble class. All he wants to do is dance in the sun and swim in the sea in his beautiful seaside village. And then all of a sudden, here comes this person, could be from outer space, in a galleon, never seen anything like it. And he's enamored with it. He's brought these things. There's these technological wonders that Cortez is showing them. But soon, he shows the duality of his nature, his two-faced nature, in fact. And he ends up slaughtering the entire village and his father. So this guy never wanted to be a masked avenger. What he does is he runs over to tell the king and his chief priest, this guy is coming. And they actually say, well, he might be a god. Well, Yohuali has seen the dark side of this person, knows that he's just a greedy human, and if no one's going to step up to stop him, he must now step up to stop him. So he's got to transform himself to beat Cortez and all of his technological advantages somehow. He's going to have to transform himself into something that can do just that. And that's basically the main through line of that story I was talking about before that occurs in this historical framework.
But yeah, within that.
That was long.
No, that's good, man. That's good. It's just, but within that story, the elements that I think correlate to every other Batman story is that the turning tragedy into something constructive, or finding that universal sense of loss and wanted to seek revenge, wanting to seek justice, wanted to make the wrong things right, and so that I think that's something that universally everybody can relate to. I think this is why Batman is so beloved everywhere, and everybody can understand his motivation is that you don't want anything horrible to happen to people that you love ever again. So we have that here. We have a young man who lost everything that he loved the most, and now that was the catalyst that will push him to become a better version of himself. And the sacrifices that you have to give up, they have to do in order to leave part of yourself behind to become something new. And that, in essence, is Batman.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I have another question.
what is the easiest or most complicated part of producing a film based on Mexican history and the culture, of course, but which in turn had to be adapted with these sea characters? And well, I watched the movie and I expect to see more of these DC characters, but in the Mexican culture. So, what do you think, guys?
I'll let you take that.
Oh my goodness. A ver otra vez, ¿cómo? Ok. Es que tiene mucha información esa respuesta.
Okay.
Pues lo más difícil fue hacer la investigación para poder recrear visualmente la ciudad de Tenochtitlan. Hubo mucha investigación en el sentido de que cada color tenía significado, cada diseño tenía un significado, no nomás lo hacía para que se viera bonito, sino tenía un significado, el color rojo, el color azul, el color verde, todo tenía un significado. Entonces tuvimos un investigador que nos ayudó mucho a darle autenticidad a los diseños, a darle autenticidad a la historia. Entonces eso fue parte de la parte más difícil, pues porque no existen fotos, no existen, ¿me entienden? No existe video de Tenochtitlan para usar de referencia. Todo lo que se tiene es lectura y cartas que se pueden interpretar de cualquier forma. Pero el departamento de arte, gracias a Diego y la colaboración con el doctor Alejandro Barriga, sacaron información única para poder crear el arte de la película, tanto así que al investigador le encantaron los fondos y quería tenerlos para sus presentaciones cuando dé clases o tenerla como screensaver en su pantalla. A ese nivel de detalle llegó el departamento de arte, pero también era importante pues no nada más contar una historia de fantasía y de superhéroes y de ciencia ficción y de una realidad alterna pero también no faltarle respeto a la cultura en la cual se desarrollaba esta historia, porque bien pudo haber sido nada más un fondo de jungla y ya ahí están las pirámides. No, era involucrar a la historia dentro de la cultura y ver cómo alguien que nació en esta cultura crece y se desarrolla a convertirse en el Batman de esa sociedad, basado en las creencias de esa cultura. Y si ya saben, pues en la cultura azteca existe el dios Tzinacan, un dios murciélago. En la cultura maya también está Camastos. Entonces ya con eso ya tienes el pie dentro de la puerta para poder crear un guerrero nocturno, para poder crear un guerrero que se pone el manto de Tzinacan, así como había guerreros jaguares, guerreros águila, ¿no? ¿Por qué no un guerrero murciélago? Los aztecas no podían pelear de noche porque no tenían la protección de su rey sol. Entonces ocupamos un guerrero que pueda pelear de noche. Y ahí está nuestro Batman Azteca.
Me encanta.
Entonces, sí, fue un proyecto que desde el inicio quería tomarlo yo en serio. Quería que se sintiera como una película live action, pero animada. Con fuerza, con emoción, con intriga, un poquito de comedia, un poco de traición. Todo lo que es una buena historia buena.
Can we expect to see more DC characters with the Mexican culture?
I mean, you mean a sequel to this or something?
Yeah.
We do.
Or more DC characters.
Oh.
Be.
Oh, I mean, that would be fantastic. I was just terrified of blowing it, but all I could do was basically. These guys had the cultural aspects. He's like, don't worry about it. I'm like, oh man, if I get this wrong, I'm gonna blame, right? So I was like, nobody's gonna out-research me. I'm a history buff anyway. I knew that the fall of Tenochtitlan was on August 20th, 1521, and the 500th anniversary had just happened. I was like, let's get on our horses and get this thing out for the 500th anniversary, but we just couldn't do it.
No, well,
right?
Plus it was during COVID and everything.
But he was like, don't worry, we got